No more second chances. It's time to clutch or kick. And Winthrop are pretty desperate to rewrite what happened to them last time on Corrode.
Yeah, like Roy was kind of highlighted there. Got slapped around after they were able to find a couple of rounds on their attacking half. And, well, let's look at where Winthrop are right now. Oh, they're attacking. Let's see if they can at least walk away with one of these pistol rounds, because, once again, that seems to be the memed Team Solid weakness if they're able to get this. But we're talking about Winthrop University here. I imagine they've done their homework. I'm imagining they've talked a lot about how that Corrode went last time. So I'm imagining that they're prepared for this matchup this time around.
Yeah, an Infiltrator will not be able to do that drive-by he was hoping for. And how do you even rely on him to explode onto the site? He gets healed actually by Ali, so we're all good. Winthrop already getting rid of a lot of that Sentinel util and moves, duels in mid. Missing out on that fame means Team Solid will miss out on info. And they're still operating pretty blind right now of where Winthrop could be.
Shadows. Yeah, and they're kind of taking a little bit of a gamble here. Smoke going down. Governor alone on that A side to try and feign some pressure, but Team Solid, they're so ready for this right now. Cover going out.
Time for the hit to happen, and Team Solid, they just kick Winthrop into the dirt. The snake bite, the wall's up.
30 seconds
Important
left.
contribution for Conan. Maybe wanted to prop up the chamber there, and defensively does not stand either. So the pistol this time goes Team Solid's way.
Yeah, and it works out pretty nicely. You can see some of the ideas from Winthrop trying to come online, like feigning that pressure over there should be nice and easy. But Team Solid looked like they were very much prepared for that, which it's at this point, like if you're a Winthrop University fan, you have to be sweating a little bit, because these unconventional strategies, these little differences where like, yeah, Governor's alone. Oh, you hear the fade? 100% they're going to be hitting that site. They're getting red a little bit right now. And if this does keep up for the rest of this map, that's going to be elimination for Winthrop University as they face it yet again against Team Solid.
Team buys another outlaw, same thing as Lotus for Winthrop. Tried to run him down, and he left corpses in the wake, so Winthrop gonna at least farm orb, start to download what the Sentinel setup is gonna be, which the Vice Wall has already been triggered, and as it comes down, moves with the fadeaway.
Honestly, if that went anyway, I would have been like, that was sick, but unfortunately, nobody gets a kill off of that one, so just a little bit of antics here. But Rafa, meanwhile, backing up this site, does have that rifle. I think the call right now is for Winthrop to get this flooded online.
Team Solid are pushed at B2, so they're pretty confident on their read. Base is covered. Winthrop cut at the heel yet again. It's not going to bode well when you have no one close to get a nice right-click classic shot going. So Winthrop are about to funnel themselves right into Dijazin's crosshairs.
Yeah, and honestly, that round felt like a little bit of a flashback to Sunset, where we see Winthrop try to crunch, and then immediately a little bit of utility. The flash comes through from Team Solid, and it looks so clean. Dijazin, though, can't find those first two shots, so has to back off.
That's an early snake bite, too, so Winthrop are gonna try and leave, and Havoc absorbs all of that map control.
10 seconds
Forces Winthrop to kneel. Three weapons being brought into the next round, including a Phantom, so it's a good start for Team Solid.
It's a solid start for Team Solid.
We just had to do. We had to do it once.
I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I've done that a couple of times by accident at this point. So I had to throw one intentional one in there. But yeah, I mean, once again, it just feels like these little micro fights and clamping down that we're seeing from Team Solid be just so impactful against Winthrop University's attack. And I also want to highlight something that the Death said about the new Sentinel meta, right? Like the Sentinels that are kind of fragging out and not afraid to go on those lurks. And I feel like at this point, this is so true for both of these teams. Difference being, though, that it's one Sentinel in Havoc who has been on fire every single map after a little bit of a slow start at the very beginning, has just been so sharp going up against Moobs, who has been doing a really good job at keeping that pressure applied, but as time has gone on, has slowly been getting countered by Team Solid. So we're really starting to see this swing in one direction from those Sentinel players.
Rafa has to adjust, and all the way Infiltrator checks the wrong side, and at least it's traded.
Oh,
And Moves is not done yet. Team Solid may have just fed the beast, and Winthrop, now the sky's the limit. And where they want to go, they want to take advantage now of A-Link. On their way, though, is Dijazine with the Outlaw. Not a lot of space to work, and I like that initiator util from Governor. You had to find a way to cripple these duelists. And you get that opening pick, and you get the plant down. This is huge for Winthrop.
it's like we're watching magical antics kind of go on here. The magicianship of Glyph, just like, now you see me, now you don't. And then the rest of the team just walks in and just outguns the players on Team Solid. And once again, when we talk about the interesting ideas from Winthrop on picking off the 1 or 2 players here, but that time around, it was just a full out bum rush. And now Havoc, world against him, has to find 4 and get that defuse.
Oh, what a flick too. Spike and creating a lot of pressure. Winthrop just have to play time, and Moobs ends it his own way with a 3K in that round. And Moobs is already having a big turnaround from his last performance on Corrode, and knowing he's a big win condition of Winthrop, of how he's able to find these openers. Also, I guess in this case, closers.
And I just gotta say, the fact that Havoc almost wins that round is kind of nuts. You know, like 1, 2, spots out the 3rd there, and then it's just a swing for moves that he wasn't looking at. Also able to find Governor just at the end there. Like, that's kind of crazy and a little bit concerning, once again, for Winthrop University, because there's just so many people right now on the side of Team Solid who were just ready to cut them down. DDZ hasn't really gotten active quite yet, but is an ever-present threat after what happened to them on the last time they fought on this map.
Governor has a Nightfall. They just kind of need to get a sense of what Havoc has been putting down util-wise. Dijazine has been as fluid as ever and hasn't revealed that op yet. Oh! Bit the bullet. Now mid is open. And right at the front door is Rafa playing against that smoke and could get a good backstab. Nightfall will hail down on the B site, and Winthrop, they open the door, but right behind them is the op. It goes 1 for 1 and it's dropped. Not gonna be recovered from Winthrop. Instead, they watched the flank. They've learned that lesson from Rafa before. See if Rafa will check it. The leader. Paranoia out. Easy one for Moobs. And now this really seals the deal for Winthrop. This Conan's put into another difficult situation in deciding to save the rifle. Or, well, would wanted to. It changed his mind.
I mean, with how Conan's been shooting, you know he's going to try and double dip and find a little bit more there. But yeah, I mean, that time around, the Winthrop University just excelling when it comes to trading. They don't let any of the other players on the other side go completely unchecked. Immediately, as soon as a kill comes through, they're ready to trade it right back. And honestly, Moves finding that step around is so massive to make sure that that flank can't get activated. And so at this point, Team Solid, they will be taking a timeout themselves to try and reclaim what was kind of going on here, because it feels like a lot of that magic that we saw in some of these opening rounds is slowly slipping away from them, and you know, the players looking a little bit more downtrodden, and definitely not kind of flying out of their seats like we saw previously.
Now we get to see more of the fun ideas behind Ollie picking the stage yet again, and the impact of those walls to be able to see over the smoke. It did miss on the pistol or one of the first 2 rounds, but you saw how impactful that was, because killing PXS in mid split open that defense literally and allowed Winthrop to cut into any of the sites they would have wanted to. And all Winthrop saw was red after that. So I think Team Solid need to get a sense of what these walls are going to look like and how they can help maybe support PXS, or maybe how he has to change and be more conservative against and not fully trust those smokes that are being put down.
And let's see how they're gonna re-enter into this one. I will say it's been looking really good for Team Solid coming out of timeouts. Usually when they, you know, take that moment, pause a little bit, decide on what they're gonna do, they come out with a bit more counterplay towards some of the stuff that Winthrop University like to kind of pull out. So curious to see what counter strats they've got thought of this time. Moves with the operator though, already just kind of moving forwards here, as it's going to be a very scattered buy on the side of Team Solid. Rafa, the only one who has a stinger in hand, but we know how deadly these players are just with that sheriff. They can find a couple of headshots, and I love the respect right now that Winthrop University are playing towards them.
Giving orb control to Team Solid, though. We'll get Dijazine one step closer to the overdrive. Winthrop have been able to trade him out before, though. Now the moves has shown his hand. We'll wave goodbye to Team Solid as he heads elsewhere, so Team Solid can breathe a sigh of relief, and they're quite forward, and look at where Rafa is. He's hoping to get into good stinger range.
Or at least get some information here, but it's the stack up right now from Winthrop University that I think is going to make them so ever dangerous. As long as they don't get caught in some sort of utility trap, they should be able to frag out of their minds here.
Shadows traveling.
Oh, the rundown, Winthrop chasing Rafa. The hunt is on, and there's walls, there's smokes. It's hard for Winthrop to find a target until now. And the ollie wall sees all above. The eye in the sky. And Team Solid were trying so hard to prevent Winthrop being in a post-plant position, and that dream is still alive. But PXS, just a good counter strafe there from Infiltrator now. It's just about carrying these rifles through. I wonder if they even picked up that op from Team Solid. So, I mean, the economy is swelling for Winthrop.
Yeah, it's looking pretty clean for Winthrop University at this time. Conan just gonna try and maybe find an exit kill or something just to try and hurt the economy, but already kind of spotted out by Glyph, so actually finds the Infiltrator, so that's one weapon down, but will just die to the spike at this point. You know, I gotta say, like, it's so fun watching Winthrop University on some of these attacks because they're a team that loves using verticality in a very fun way. Like, you consistently see the barrier orb kind of flying up for some cheeky angle for Ali to kind of do something off, or any of the teammates really. And then you see Glyph consistently going for the teleport just onto higher ground. It's so consistent, but it kind of catches people off guard for that like high-low setup that we consistently see Winthrop University kind of lean into whenever they can, especially being enabled by the barrier orb that Ali brings to the table.
And Team Solid almost tried to get away with a rifle. That brilliant idea caught on too late. Now it's that battle for mid that Team Solid had been trying to iron out, and man, it's just a coalescence of Team Solid looking all at Winthrop and how they like to take advantage of that A-Link route. Completely closed off by Dijazine and Havoc. It's already dire for Winthrop. And it's not even bodies that you can resurrect, so we'll have to save that ult for the next round, or how this battle ensues. And a little shaky from the Winthrop side. Finally, Winthrop get humbled.
And Governor, the last person alive, able to at least get the ultimate orb. Looking for a little bit more here, but going up against DGZ, you're probably not going to win out that gun duel. So at this point, we see Team Solid immediately kind of just take it back. And now we're seeing some of the difficulties here for the Winthrop University attack-sided plan. Like, it usually is just, you know, send out Governor, send out Boobs, send out Infiltrator to get the kind of 3 lanes all across the map. And then whichever one is kind of having a little bit more success, then you see the other people just kind of group up with them, and then they're able to just take that space for free, walk up and have a good time. But the issue on that last round was a lot of those members were immediately gunned down, and so then a lot of that space just gets yielded immediately. I think that Winthrop need to play a little bit more grouped up to try and take some of these aggressive peaks and try to find those counters early on, as DGZ finds Infiltrator right off the rip.
Pixel Perfect gets resurrected. That's one ult out of the way. And mentally, you gotta wonder where Winthrop is at, because after that Thrifty on map 2, just an unbeatable win streak from Team Solid. And just based on the shots we saw last round, Winthrop are definitely starting to sweat.
The counter stratting as well. Understanding that this wall, this long sight onto mid is so much more difficult. So now, let's just have our mid players play a little bit closer. Moves though, has the opportunity to find Rafa here. Spots it out, but can't quite find the kill there. Gives up a lot of information where that sniper is.
Overdrive from Infiltrator, and look at where this Viper wall is set.
Oh,
Conan is the enemy, and there's no one that will stand a chance. Plot armor falls, and Winthrop have lost their opening. They could still get the spike, and they have to
30
dodge
seconds
the
left.
bullet. Deadly game of dodgeballs as a steel guardian will remove any tool Winthrop could have had up their sleeve. And there's still one in its moves, but on his sniper's perch, PXS closes it out.
I was gonna say, like, that's a little bit of an interesting position we're seeing PXS hang out in. And then, yeah, goes completely unchecked. And at that point, it's just a spray down onto everybody who is just kind of walking through there. And unfortunately, it's just so clean. Sorry, I said PXS, but it was actually Conan here. So smart on that Viper to find that little nook and cranny to be able to close it out. And then we see the Steel Guardian come out online as well. Make sure that there's nothing that Winthrop University can do. So, Team Solid, they take the lead once again. As Conan does have the Viper Spit online. There's a pistol buy up here for Winthrop University.
This is where the win streak begins for Team Solid. And an op purchase 2. It'll be on its way to support A. And when it rains, it pours. Team Solid all over mid and have Winthrop's backs against the wall. Who hope to just bunker down, maybe find a nice headshot if Team Solid get a little over eager, and it's just a 2-for-1. I like that deal. Jeez, 5-3.
Yeah, no opportunity at all at this point for anybody to really just find their way in from Winthrop University. The home crowd still elated, still ready for it, but it comes down to just these individual fights happening all over the map. Every single time Winthrop University, it feels like they're losing them. And then it just creates so much pressure and is so much more readable coming through from Team Solid to make sure that they can kind of continue to move things forwards. Now, we'll be seeing the tack timeout come in from Winthrop University. Once again, it was a little bit tough for them the last time they were facing Team Solid here, and so they want to stop that. They've already showed us a little bit of a better look on this map. They have to make that ball continue to roll if they don't want to be eliminated.
Now King Fred needs to really help Winthrop lock in, because this is the exact point where Team Solid ran away with map 2 and even put themselves into a deciding map. Both Winthrop timeouts came out in the first half, and it happens yet again because they really got to figure out how they can break down mid, because the adaptations from Team Solid, they put their Omen there now who can teleport out once they see a suspicious Sage wall that they don't like. So there's not been a lot of softer points of the map for Winthrop to hit, and now there's an op in the picture, so the threats are really blooming for the Team Solid side.
I gotta wonder at this point, like after that timeout, if you look back at some of your more successful rounds for Winthrop University, it was really like that snowball where they just decided to kind of roll things over, not getting caught in a lot of the traps there. They use their utility to try and flush things out a bit. Might be able to just snowball right back over, but DGC holding so close with the operator.
Oh, the
It's
sense
gotta
of
be deadly.
security off of the line, and Winthrop has to invest so much more to make sure they are secure moving forward, because Winthrop have just been stuck at this B door unless the numbers are really cut down. So now the Viper's Pit is out. There's only one place Winthrop can go, but can they even get access to A link? Dijazin's gonna confirm and hold that down with the op. Now Law Rise on the Sentinel, and what a shot from moves! That's everything for Winthrop to get in. The Nightfall rains on the right side. There's some pings for Winthrop to work with, but they got to be careful of that step up from PXS on the left side, who can even bring his own Nightfall into the picture. But all eyes are on Infiltrator. PXS trades and will not be able to use that Nightfall for the retake of Team Solid. And the spike goes down. Winthrop, Infiltrator. They simmer down. You know, the job's not done, not until Conan and Dijazine are dead. And Conan has had his own pop-off moments as a good anchor for Team Solid. Walls are out. Moves yet again with the op is deadly. Dijazine, he's so rich, he does not care. Buy the whole team ops if he wants. And he's just looking to make things expensive for Winthrop. Oh, just the ponytail of the Sage. And that's all she wrote.
Yeah, DGZ just gonna be backing off of the site at this point, but you know, yeah, it's easy to point to moves right now and just be like, yeah, that was definitely why they were able to find their way in and all the kills. It was looking nice and fancy. But at the same time, like, that was kind of that snowball that I just talked about, right? Like when they just kind of zoom their way all the way through everything and they're making sure to clean out the nice sectioned off areas. This is another strategy that Winthrop has looked really impressive at. They do a great job at just kind of closing things up, making it a lot more close quarters, and then just very systematically clearing things out in the smaller spaces that they've given. And especially too, when they've been losing a lot of those long range battles against people like DGZ and Havoc, that makes it a lot more digestible to kind of take those chunks back and then get that spike down and then get those kills online.
Deep smoke from Team Solid. Same plan going forward, with the op watching A. And Moves has been a hero for Winthrop in these last 2 rounds. Now that's a threat that sits on Team Solid's mind. It's 2 bosses that go head to head. But Conan, he always had the right timings with the snake bites and how he kind of limits Winthrop's entry. And if he peeks, he's going to be eating metal very soon. Conan not even bothering to peek. They're going to let Winthrop walk in because they know they have the Nightfall to retake with.
Look at this. Meanwhile, on the other side, I was just about to point out, Havoc was watching it. They're trying to feint a little bit, given the fact that Ali goes down. Might pull people over, but the flood comes on.
And Moves is pushing in with the op. And Conan tried to stop them, and Winthrop just going to take that damage and go in with confidence, without hesitation. And look how far back Governor is to watch that flank. They are really making sure Rafa doesn't get away with it. Now it's the Nightfall retake. Team Solid from front to back, trying to sandwich Winthrop. And these are the opening kills this defense needed. Conan with a big double. And Governor, no flank, no action came his way. So we'll keep the rifle.
I was gonna say, like, there was an opportunity there. I think that Infiltrator just kind of hanging out around. Maybe if taking the initiative a little bit, we could have seen Infiltrator come online and shut those 2 players down. But I was looking at all the positionings that Team Solid were getting ready to push in with, and it just looked like it was going to be crossfire on crossfire. Then, of course, the Haunt flies through. It's such a well-coordinated, initiated attack for that retake to come out online, and then they just kind of clean house at that point. Looking clean as ever coming through from Team Solid, and this is a much closer map than we necessarily expected, given the history of both these teams playing here. But still Team Solid in the lead, 6-4 now. 2 rounds left in this half, as Winthrop University still struggling a little bit. Getting their way in, and Infiltrator goes down just to a spray from Havoc through the smoke.
Havoc does it again. And even the pings from PXS last round to allow that retake to go through from Team Solid. And Winthrop didn't buy another op and couldn't afford it anyway. So there's only 1 op that remains. And Winthrop cut all noise, and Ali hasn't had anyone overextend. Why would you? Team Solid can rely on their Sentinel, and TSS just playing with its food. And Winthrop gotta put a stop to it, but you just can't. It just keep farming.
Jen, it's happening again. We're seeing the heat up. DGZ coming out online, operator in hand, ready to just kind of slap Winthrop University around. And honestly, like, Winthrop University just look a little bit lost at this point. Just the little micro plays that are coming through from Team Solid show absolutely no sign of slowing down. And so they're able to get a nice and flawless round. And really, it just feels like they have the finger on the pulse. They know exactly where the players are pushing through and are ready to just kind of punish them. It's these individual fights once again that we just see Team Solid consistently win as the crowd goes crazy in the back.
Yeah, DGZ got moves, but he got removed. Winthrop, they're not playing around no more. We could be heading to a stronger half, but wait, good trades from Havoc. He's a thorn in Winthrop's side. Speaking of thorns, they're in Winthrop's way. Now the spike is on its way to Glyph, just has a Guardian, and Ollie doesn't have the Resurrect.
Yeah.
You would need a kill to pull it off. And it's just not gonna happen. An 8-4 half deja vu from how Sunset ended for Team Solid, and they swapped their offense. And with Dijazine still lighting things up, you gotta be worried about this Neon.
100%. Like, you can even see just the confidence that they're playing with. As soon as they realize what's happening, the wraparound happens so quick. Havoc, though, staying alive in the midst of all of that, able to find Infiltrator and Governor as well. Like, once again, Team Solid, they can do no wrong, it feels like, just because they're so confident with their swings, and I'm really impressed with what they're bringing out.
And the support from Team Solid is insane. Now we have Dijazine's wife and Havoc's girlfriend in the crowd. Let's go say hello.
Entendeu? A Lara, que é a namorada do Havok, e a Eduarda, que é a esposa do DG. Amiga, como é que tá o coração? Ah, tem que traduzir. This is Lara, Havok's girlfriend, and this is Eduarda, DG wife. Como é que fica o coração aqui vendo de perto? Vocês estão gritando muito, mano. Vocês estão puxando o povo.
Cara, todo dia a gente chega com a voz sem nada, entendeu? O coração fica a mil toda a vida. É uma emoção tão grande que eu não sei explicar. É muito bom, muito bom. É melhor presencialmente, com certeza.
I asked her how the nerves stays, but and she said that every day they came here with their voice and they lost their voice. Is a lot of energy. Watching it in presence is way better. E amiga, fala a verdade aqui. Como é que fica a torcer sabendo que se eles ganharem, o cara vai para outro país, mano?
Cara, é uma coisa assim surreal, eu juro. É um nervosismo que não cabe no peito.
She said that...
Confiante, né? Confiante. Ele é um menor muito quente.
Ele é o menor quente. É o menor quente.
Nervosa, mas confiante.
She said that she gets so nervous, but she's really confident. DG is amazing. The Big Husband, ele é maridão mesmo?
Ele é maridão.
Ele é maridão mesmo, então bora pra segunda metade. Valeu demais.
Team Solid are talented and they have hot partners. Like what do they not have? Like, except an Ascension slot, we don't have that yet, and we'll see how this map ends up, Marks.
Yeah, and once again, this is for tournament life here. So, Team Solid fighting to stay alive, fighting to represent Brazil, the entirety of the crowd wanting Team Solid to just kind of make its way through all of these three other North American teams. Once again, Team Solid has beat Winthrop University on this exact map before, and it really honestly making a huge statement, but right now looking to take that lead. Winthrop University, we've seen them bounce back before, we've seen them cool their heads off a little bit, re-strategize a little bit more before they decide to walk into this one. But right now, it really just feels like they're being outclassed by some of these traps that we're seeing Team Solid consistently get value out of.
The main thing to slow Team Solid down is Ollie. Just even knowing where he is could be enough. The wall even purchased this round. We saw how much that hurt Team Solid in the past, but also when Team Solid got on attack on Sunset, they never lost. See if Winthrop can get a pistol. This is going to be important for them morale-wise, and the wall comes up just in time, but Team Solid break on through, and they just hose down the competition through the smoke. That's an opening kill on Infiltrator. Talk about really icing out the competition. Team Solid, though, aren't too happy with things. They even have the Havoc Flash trying to really bait Winthrop into a fight.
And Winthrop University, at least specifically, being able to stay alive thanks to that barrier orb. A great combo of utility coming through. The Haunt alongside the Paranoia. Just scout those people out, but DGZ finds Governor just over-peaking a little.
These things were a little too quiet. I don't blame Winthrop for being like, where the spike at? Where Team Solid at? Now this plant is just gonna be easy. And all Glyph and Ollie just nod heads and go in. Go in together, die together. And it's moves coming in from mid link, and they'll link up with this team, and that is Team Solid with a pistol.
Oh my goodness.
Things are dire, and the crowd is as loud as ever.
Oh yeah, I mean, the fact that we can hear them through the microphones is kind of wild, and it really is at this point, like, the pressure that Winthrop University must be feeling on this stage, the home crowd against them. The enemy team really starting to heat up, really starting to snowball so many of these rounds forwards. And even when they do have some of their traps being set up, they just simply cannot win out some of these duels. You hear exactly the momentum on the side of Team Solid as DBZ starts us off with another pick.
just in the blink of an eye, and Winthrop, well, they're in position. They might as well execute.
Oh, no.
But it's them that find themselves without heads at the end of the day. And Team Solid just performed so well under pressure. I mean, to be down 0-1 in the series and to go all the way would be incredible. Winthrop won't let them get away with a flawless, and Glyph's nice with it. Wait, a little too nice with it. TSS puts an end to that hype, and they get up to double digits.
Oh no, the right-click pistol dance inside of the smoke. But still, once again, like a very heavily favored Team Solid round. Like you can just see at this point, DGZ is just like styling on them, zip-zapping around, running, finding so much value, so many kills as well. I mean, this Neon right now is just on fire, and it's looking a little bit more reminiscent to what we saw previous times, despite the heroics of Glyph. Finding a couple of picks here, it's not going to be enough to really stop a lot of this bleeding that Team Solid are just implementing on the other team. The buy-up coming through, Governor with the Odin has looked pretty good off of some utility, a little bit of information, but Ellie has to just back things off immediately.
This needs to be a clean round from Winthrop. Keeping all the rifles as you're working with pennies. And Winthrop gonna play as safe as they can because Team Solid, they already baited out that Sage util. That's all they needed to do. Now really nothing stops them from getting the spike down, and they're wrapping around on Winthrop. Check this swing. Ollie better be ready for it, and Governor will have his back. Here's the first duel to open up the round. Winthrop, they gotta lock in. The Odin is clunky, and Governor now knows what's ahead of him. You just keep Governor busy. You could just be spamming through the wall, confirms the kill eventually. Now Team Solid, they've been just trying to bait Winthrop into duels on their terms. Now it's just chaos, and Winthrop just gets split apart from head to toe. It's 3 versus 3, and it's not done yet.
30 seconds left.
Team Solid also upgrading weapons. The Bucky's gone. No more smokes. Infiltrator gonna lurk within it. Big kill from DGZ, and moves the Lone Wolf to bark back against Team Solid, or else things are gonna get so cooked so quickly. But wait, Team Solid are staggering in. They gotta respect moves. He knows he's had to step up on this map, and PXS is injured. It's a crossfire created. Team Solid
Last player
just
standing.
focusing in on what matters the most.
Whew.
And it's getting through to Ascension.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, Team Solid, easily we could have seen a couple of more ego peaks from them. You know, get out there, try and find that opportunity, but not going to be the case this time. I love the crunch that we see from them onto the actual bomb site itself. Like they pinch in from 2 completely different angles and just completely gobsmack all the players on Winthrop University who have just been kind of sitting around waiting, biding their time, and then immediately setting up this post-plant crossfire after how things kind of went. So an excellent job from Team Solid. Like, yo, these guys on their feet at this point, like they are feeling it, and I am here for it. They're so close right now to securing their spot in to continue to play in Ascension here, and Winthrop University a much needed tack time out because they are on the brink of being eliminated at this point.
Okay, good. I was worried that they didn't have any timeouts, so both teams exchanged a timeout in the first half, and this is the type of win streak that one sunset for Team Solid. You gotta calm them down. There's some util that's been missed from the Winthrop side. And these duels, you gotta be ready for them at all times, especially if that initiator util misses. Gotta be ready to flick. And Team Solid almost at the finish line to be eliminating Winthrop, one of the best scholars in North America. I'll give them that
we have
title.
to see their grades as well, okay? We can't just give them the
True.
best scholars because they're really good at Valorant, okay?
Yeah, you're right. They're still in school, so they haven't flunked yet. So.
Allegedly. We don't know that for sure. but-
Allegedly.
No academic records on VLR, I can tell you that much.
Oh, Moogs is playing with fire here, and they're trying to catch Team Solid, and they're all mixed up in all the smokes, and Governor had no idea they were just that close. A big punish. The Moogs is in a one and done spot to at least trade. Now Team Solid, nothing They will not get surprised by moves in that moment. Who still manages to grab Dijazine while he was sliding. And you see how nervous Winthrop are. Like, Glyph never loses those. This is, I mean, Team Solid are only up by 1, so it's not over.
Yeah, they will be able to get the spike down here.
Planted.
Havoc already going exploring alongside Rafa. They all kind of split up here, trying to nip the push in the bud.
Infiltrator. There's a big kill ahead of him. He needs to get this, and he does. He gets flash and even gets the second. Holy cow. Infiltrator hasn't given up, so North America can't either. But he's on his last leg, and Ali needs to give him a band-aid, and I don't think he has a heal. So Rafa wants to protect the spike, and oh my god, the quickest headshot of all time! Oh, but he couldn't deliver at the last moment. Infiltrator, that took everything in him. 8 HP.
Oh man, and the desk talked about it too, like Infiltrator's stats being that kind of like pop-off plays, crazy player who can just kind of go in, solo things by himself, and then kind of make it happen. And as Challenger Stage 3 has kind of unfolded, we've seen Infiltrator really be kept on the leash a little bit more, because a lot of these teams were just kind of out-ecoing, outplaying Infiltrator in those individual moments. But when we get to see him pop off like that, it is such a momentum boost for your team. After that round, slowly climbing back up the kill feed in order to inject a bit of momentum, a bit of life, honestly, into Winthrop University. But they still have a lot to work with in front of them. They have to find those 6 rounds if they want to, at minimum, tie things up here. And it's still not a great buy coming through as Governor has a judge.
Hey, but at that range, gotta be confirmed a kill. But oh, they know it's a judge now thanks to that Prowler. So many ults too for Team Solid. That is everything for Winthrop. And they cannot slip up. Need to be flawless, because especially where their economy is at, it's not match point, but it feels like it.
No.
And Winthrop are clean mostly. An Infiltrator, he's just ramping up. Better late than never.
At this point, Conan just going for the save, but Infiltrator so ready for that. And honestly, at this point, like, it's as soon as the Viper's Wall kind of goes down, we see immediately Infiltrator as well as Moobs find kills. And that stops all momentum on the side of Team Solid. It's just that kind of double swing out, patient play onto mid that traps them and then results in those kills to happen, which makes it so much more difficult for everything to just kind of play through on the side of Team Solid. Governor as well, finding a kill with the judge. Always love to see that one come through. But Infiltrator is starting to heat up when Winthrop University needed him the most. Another player on Winthrop who we were expecting a lot of, Ali, has been having a bit of a rough game. So it's nice to see Infiltrator start to pull up, pick up some of that slack.
Team Solid. They're ironclad, but now with Sheriffs, they've been the team to pull off the most thrifties in this series. And they're still gonna invest in Nightfall. They truly believe, and they set Dijazine up for success, who pulls out the overdrive and is trying to still kick into gear. Oh, but the crossfire from Winthrop, they stay stoic and calm against the tidal wave that is Team Solid with the ults that came in.
No way!
Wait a minute. Okay, Winthrop just have to finish off this last kill. 22 HP. I mean, if Infiltrator can clutch at 8 HP, Havoc can do it too. This is where teamwork is going to matter. And Winthrop are together. Havoc has a flash to work with too, and maybe he could try to isolate depending on the angle, but just one spray down too from the shotgun from Ollie would be all you need.
30 seconds left.
You're going to create as much distance as you can. And Winthrop are not even going to stomp in. A flash set, the resurrect through. And that's more than enough. That's a nail in the coffin, but Havoc is on the flank. They don't know it. And he is upgraded. Oh, he has the lineup. No one's turning around. There's definitely no
kidding
way. You let this happen.
The 6-kill ace on stage in a 1v2, 1v3 scenario there. Oh yeah, they're feeling it. They're feeling it. They're calling on the crowd to hype up. That was unbelievable. Just a wraparound from Havoc should have been read from Winthrop University, but Jen, I have to agree. I think a lot of these nerves are really starting to get to this collegiate team. You can see they're a lot more shakier on some of these things that should be just a lot cleaner. I don't know if it was a little bit of a miscomm that happened, but nobody was checking for that wraparound, especially when you see that spike going down there. You have to make sure you're checking all of those different angles as, yeah, now we get Team Solid up to match point right now. At 12, headphones off, they're dabbing each other up. They're feeling good about this.
And this is where experience really comes into play. This is not the first rodeo for all the players from Team Solid who have been on the biggest of stages, that have had banners and orgs relying on them in the past, and they want to prove that they should have never left Tier 1. And they want to go in as a team, and it's going to be a long road through the lower bracket. But stopping Winthrop in their tracks is how you begin that victory lap.
Oh, man. Yeah, and, you know... Oh, they're actually taking a tack timeout here. So really gonna let Winthrop kind of stew in that one for a little bit. Just remind them, hey, remember how you were supposed to win that round? Be crazy how you didn't win that round. And now this is all just gonna be mind games. And on the flip side from Winthrop University, you can see they feel shaky. Glyph specifically has been a little bit more shaky on some of that aim. Glyph having highlight games in some of these previous matches. And this time around, not able to secure some of these kills that, honestly, he definitely should be able to make. And I wonder how that's also affecting calling this game as well. Because once again, Glyph being the IGL for Winthrop University, setting up all of these little mid-round adjustments and game plans, and none of them have been really coming to fruition at this point.
And the ults that come into this round too. There's a lot on the line and a lot to use. It's a Nightfall that comes in, forcing out the teleport. Dijazine, the tip of the spear, hoping to pierce through Winthrop. And to end this North American run. Now Winthrop are completely closed off, and the fortress has been built brick by brick. The Viper's pit remains, and the Prowler to try and explore, and Havoc is just picking at Winthrop while they're nervous. You can't be shaken, cannot be stirred, and the pings are there from Governor. It allows moves to get kills too. Team Solid have all just been funneled into the line of fire of Winthrop, and it's just Conan, and now nothing. Winthrop have another life.
They stay alive in the midst of all of that overwhelming pressure there. And if I'm being honest with you, I think that was really just due to Governor's presence on this map. Obviously, Governor, you know, we joked about calling him Mr. Worldwide, but just has so much experience in all of the different regions, knows the amount of pressure that this team is currently under right now. And keeping a cool head, making the calls, so confident just being able to continue to spray things down and play off of the team despite all of the nerves that might be going on stage. Those little individual moments of keeping things cool are going to be key if Winthrop want to slowly claw their way back. They have to do it now 5 more times to force that overtime into fruition. The Team Solid, they're on a little bit of a save here. Havoc could be the only person coming in with a hero rifle, as it is just going to be trading walls in mid right now, as nobody can see a thing.
Team Solid layer up. Prowler reveals someone very close at A-Link, and it's Infiltrator that needs to come alive when it matters, and the pits come in on the left side of the map. Moobs continues to anchor, and Team Solid are stuck on the red carpet right down mid, and they're just getting peppered by Odins and bullets, and Winthrop starting to silence the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, this is, to be honest with you, a little bit unexpected. I thought at this point, like, this would be wraps. Like, Team Solid should have been able to walk away with it. But Winthrop University, once again, their mid fights against Team Solid just at the start of these rounds have looked really clean. Every single time we see one of the members of Team Solid kind of walk out, they're immediately sprayed down by multiple different crossfire angles. And it doesn't really come down to really utility. It's just Team Solid stepping out and then just getting hosed down. So I wonder if at this point, like, Team Solid, they just kind of give up on trying to make that mid presence happen, because Winthrop have been dominating them on this defensive half when it comes to that mid pressure.
Team Solid can't celebrate too early. They may have even taken a timeout to celebrate, but you need to make sure everyone from Winthrop are dead. They have gone through worse. They have gone through midterms, okay? And if you could survive college, you could survive anything. And you know that especially, Marks. What a quiet round, though.
Bring them down.
And yeah, at this point, it's just mind games being played just on the other side. Okay, global teleport just to try and find a little bit of information. Ellie, though, just holding so far forwards, use the slow and the barrier while Moobs moves up. Moobs could find a timing here and might be able to catch off one or two players on the rotation.
An important job here. Did just hear that teleport from Glyph, and no, he loses that duel. Now on the high ground, Winthrop have a great position, and they're gonna come in off the Prowler. Now it's all about the duels, and the Odin rings true, and Team Solid have the clutch now more than ever in this 2 versus 2, and it could be Havoc from the 6K to the 4. They're not just Solid, they're ironclad. Brazil's hearts will stay on beat. Team Solid, join the big 3.
Man, Team Solid, unbelievable plays coming out from specifically Havoc on this map. Havoc, a previous duelist playing on the VCT stage, coming alive, being electric on so many of these maps against Winthrop University. Winthrop coming into this rematch, you know they were prepping for DGZ. You know that they were getting ready to make sure that that duelist could not run away with things. And all the meanwhile, that allowed Havoc to really showcase what he was capable of. Winthrop University, unfortunately, this will be goodbye for them. They close out this tournament at fourth place and have to head home. But man, I was so impressed with the amount of work that we have seen them put into this game compared to when they left stage 3.
Yeah, from the work Winthrop did to just even customize their comp for Lotus, to have such a good start to take Team Solid's map. But the crowd being behind Brazil at all times, Team Solid rode that high and that momentum until the very end. Just the talent on display, hoping to prove that they belong in Tier 1 and should have never left. And all the partners in the crowd too, they never gave up on them. And they delivered the result that they knew they should have had.
Yeah, and then like these guys are just